On today's episode of WatchJRGo, welcome back to the abandoned mini resort where we've got, well, really some weird happenings that have been going on, but also some amazing news at the same time. So we're gonna do both today. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today I'm coming to you with our lead story. Somebody tried to break in. Luckily, our door locks are now great. We've got nice solid steel doors front and back, but we got video of this whole thing. Basically, while we were gone, somebody, I'll play the video right now so you guys can see what happens, but some people came from over here or over here on the road. I couldn't tell where, or where the car was parked or anything, because my view is mostly, you guys can see the camera. I can see everything over here, which is what I needed to see to make sure, you know, the boat, the camper, things like that didn't get messed with, and I can see if anyone's coming from this way. Well, we only have 2 cameras here right now. So, of course, you're seeing these people walked up, found the camera with their kids, and, you know, in the audio, I'm gonna blur out their faces just because we don't know what's going on yet. This is an active police investigation and all that fun stuff. But we'll get to that here in a minute. They walk over to this camera, look at it, and they're like looking around the house to see what's going on here. And then they come over here, and then about a minute later, we actually have very clear shots of their faces looking in the windows, and we can hear them trying to open the front door, like pushing on it, turning the handles and stuff like that. So they came over here and did that. I got the motion alert. We called the police. Luckily, the sheriffs got here really fast. They were here maybe 10 minutes later, and they found no sign of the people that had been here. So we got a lot of the video of the sheriffs actually walking around. Luckily, huge shout out to them. I can't thank them enough because we're so far away that we can't quickly get here, but they went around, they checked everything, they checked the camper, they checked all the locks, they went under the house, they checked everything, and by the end of it, they were like, it doesn't look like anything's gone. Now, they don't know what's here, and we didn't know either because we only had 1 camera. The second camera is inside, and when we were first working here, I had it looking through the window so I could see if anything went down, but with all the work that we've been doing, I don't have a camera on the inside looking out. In fact, it's sitting right there in the middle of the house, so the only view I had from that camera was this window, which is where we can very clearly see the faces, and this window where they were looking in. Now, I always planned to have more cameras, and today we are fixing that. First of all, so pumped. I have a Unify G4 Pro, one of the rarest pieces of technology on the planet. I mentioned this before, and there were tons of comments saying, where are you gonna get a G4 Pro? Well, I got 2 of these bad boys, one for my house and one for here. You just can't get them. They're brand new. They've got dual cameras in them. They look down, they look out. They've got incredible night vision, and I'm very pumped to have that doorbell. So today, to try to prevent this in the future, I've got to wire the doorbell transformer. I've got to mount the doorbell, sort of mount the doorbell because we still have to paint. I got to mount the G4 Pro on the outside and get that hooked up. Today, obviously, we need another camera outside to prevent something like this from happening or get better views of people's faces. If anything else happens, we take this stuff super seriously. You gotta imagine, like, my life's work's here. My tools, Eric's tools, you know, he's got his compound miter saw, his table saw. I've got, you know, Peck's tools, stuff that we work so hard for this stuff, and if it got stolen, I mean, it can be replaced, but it's absolutely heartbreaking, and we're obviously gonna go after anybody that messes with the stuff. So, it's just stuff, but that said, don't come on people's property, and don't look in their windows at night, and you know, I'm sure they were like scoping out the joint, trying to see what's going on here, and it's the last thing we want is somebody coming back. So we're gonna make it obvious that there's another camera there, and originally I planned to put a camera there, but instead we moved that camera to the back. So I should now, with all the new cameras, there's another G4 Pro coming for the outside of my big 4K cameras that let us see faces really well. We'll have 360-degree views. So in a minute, we'll get that doorbell installed, added, and it's gonna rock. And then, by the end of this weekend, everything inside will be painted, all the lights will be in, the fan will be in, everything inside will be done for the most part. But you guys might not be ready for what you're about to see. Coming out the back where it's an 8-foot drop. It's not an 8-foot drop, check it out! How awesome is this? First of all, it feels like you are the king in the castle because this thing is so high up in the air. that plywood is actually covering the septic tank down there because they had to have a platform to stand on. I mean, this is outrageously high. These are 16-foot 4x4s, and they're barely sticking out of the deck up here. Now we're actually gonna raise these even higher because first we're gonna put a railing on. So the railing will be about that height, but we're actually gonna put a hidden fastener inside, probably a huge dowel rod, and then pin these things. And then I'm gonna raise these up even higher, and we're gonna run lights across here so you have like a false ceiling to really give you that feel that you're enclosed but one with nature at the same time. And this is just V1 of the mini resort deck. By the end of this weekend, we will have all of the excess composite chopped off so it'll look nice and clean. We'll have the fascia boards on the deck, so that will look great. Paint, I think we can get all of this done in a weekend. And then Eric's gonna extend the roof boards back out to where they're supposed to be here. We're gonna clean up all, I know it looks horrible. So, you know, we will have this all cleaned up, fixed properly, and we're installing a soffit because I need things like the back camera pointing this way. It needs to be way high, and that's gonna go in the soffit. My speakers going in the soffit. We've got the light power for our umbrella kind of light setup. And this will be one crazy entertaining space, and I am just super happy that it's finally taking shape. Hopefully this helps you guys envision what's going down here. I wanted gray composite. Our choices were gray or brown. We went with the gray because obviously we're gonna run a slightly brighter version of that green for the entire exterior paint, and all of our smart siding and everything else will get painted white for all of the trim. So this is gonna look really good. If we get all this done this weekend like we're planning on, then hopefully we can paint the exterior 1 or 2 weekends from now, which is really coming up on our deadline. We wanted to be finished by August, but I mean, it's kind of looking like we might make it. That's enough talking. Let's get to work. We got to get a doorbell installed, a transformer installed on the other side. Everything has to be wired in just enough to power up this camera, get it mounted. I really planned on waiting until the exterior paint was done so I didn't have to take this back off. But, you know, with people creeping around trying to get in the house, I need that front door view because, like, why were they trying to get in the house? What did they want? Back to the police, those guys rock. We sent them the videos, the screenshots where we can clearly see the faces, and they said they were gonna post that up on their bulletin board at the sheriff's office, and they would add patrols for us. I couldn't ask for anything more. They are coming by nightly now to check everything out, and they've got our numbers, and they were texting us the whole time. How great is that? They were like, can you see anybody right now? Like, we're pulling up, you know? That's awesome communication. I love it. Now, let's add some security. When I said I was putting a doorbell on this place, people were just really going after me in the comments and saying that you don't need a doorbell on a place this small, which is obviously true, but there's a doorbell camera on like every house in America. So we're getting a doorbell camera, and that's why I needed this. Anyway, this is the cheapest little Hampton Bay doorbell. I mean, it was probably like $20. And it's white. I hate it. I don't love the design at all. It doesn't look really cool, but it's just what we had to have to power the G4 camera. All right, there's the doorbell. Boring, but at least, you know, this will work with my modern design in the interior. And here's the only thing that matters, the doorbell transformer. Got the doorbell out of the bag, and check it out. To make it not make noise while it's being shipped, they put rubber bands all over these. This is the your name just got called at the DMV tone. Paging number 6. Let's get on to the fun part. Thank you, Unify, for your Apple boxes. Ooh, look at that. That thing is fancy. What a camera. That thing's huge. I am super pumped. There's the other camera, and there's the light. When you walk up, it lights up in front of your door. Wow. Feels great. Love it. 2 screws and 10 seconds later, we have a doorbell. Obviously, we don't have power to it yet, but those 2 wires are connected. And in a minute, after I mount that transformer, we will have this thing powered up. I'm pumped. I hope you guys are pumped too. This thing looks sweet. Honestly, I guess it is done. I should have waited till the paint was done, huh? We're back inside getting the doorbell itself mounted real quick. To do that, obviously, you know, grab a level, grab the doorbell, punch a couple holes in the wall, put some sheetrock anchors in. Nice and flush. I like that. Now we mount the doorbell and then we'll mount the transformer, hook up these 2 wires, done and done. We've got another camera. Got it mounted, now to just hook up the wires. And I haven't decided yet whether I'm gonna put the adapter that keeps the doorbell powered in the box up here or over here. A lot of times I do put it in here in the doorbell and just kind of fold it all up so it fits. But over here, I've got options, baby. We'll see if we're cleared for the option after I go eat some lunch. Well, unfortunately, when you try to drill one of these cover plates, they're built of like plastic fiber, they explode. I tried with, this is a custom plexiglass bit that I always keep with me. It has a special tip on it that will cut any acrylic without any of that cracking that usually happens. And that failed. I was able to support it and actually get one hole in there, even though it was kind of a disaster. But the plate was already ruined because the plate had already exploded as soon as I tried my step bit. But it's all hooked up and it's all working. The doorbell doesn't work though. It's got power though. You have to be kidding me. It took all of 10 seconds to actually get this thing going. I opened the app and it was like, do you want to adopt this? Done. Setup complete. That fast. Well guys, this thing is rocking and rolling. It is super cool. In the app, I can hit one button now and switch between the down camera and the out camera, and the outside camera is so wide and so crispy. I'll try to give you guys some screenshots. Oh no, look, they've got cool cameras. Basically what happened before, but this camera rocks. Dual IR on the front, this light that turned on when I walked up, check this out. Boom. It's that fast. Went through the whole internet. I'm back. All right, doorbell, I love you. But of course, in the middle of doing that, my internet dropped out for a minute. It should be back any minute now. Usually, if it ever drops, it's back in like 5 minutes. So it all works. Check it out. You can hear the doorbell inside, you can hear this. Notification pops up instantly on my watch, and it does the same thing for motion, so we should be good to go if anyone ever tries this again. Now, I think we're doing a little better. We'll have that back camera hopefully mounted this weekend as well, so we will then have 360 views, 4 cameras outside. It's about the right amount for a little house like this, and hopefully we never have another issue like this. So, that is what happened. Somebody casing the joint. At least we got great pictures of their face, and you know, I blurred all the kids. I don't know why you bring your kids on this, on a mission like that, but I blurred their faces and everyone's faces just because the police already have everything they need. And tomorrow I'll get a new plate and try this again, and I won't mess it up this time. I mean, honestly, there's nothing more I could have done. It exploded the second drill bit hit it. And I tried like 10 more test drills to figure out how to make this work. I might have to just do a metal one. The thing to do would just be a metal plate. But anyway, a deck, new cameras, paint tomorrow. I think paint's gonna completely change this place. Deadbolt's locked too. And this deck. I'm gonna bring some chairs out here and just hang out all night long. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. Just trimming all this off and starting on our railing is going to be a game changer too. I mean, everything we do now is starting to make a big difference. And of course, when we started, other than the deck coming off, we were just doing tons of work and it didn't look like enough was getting done. So I'm very pumped that now everything we do, it looks like a lot got done. Soon this will all be cleaned up, this little roof line here, and you know what? We might even put a washer and dryer outside. We're talking about building a closet that's gonna sit like right over here-ish where our utility closet is, and we can bring out some power and bring out some water and you know, run the drain back in as well, insulate this, and just have a little bitty room for a washing machine. Just, it would be nice in the future. We don't need it, but it would be nice to be able to wash some clothes while you're here. Future plan, will we do it? I don't know, but I do know that we're gonna use that new GE with the heat pump that doesn't need a vent and it doesn't use much water and is all in one, so you just hit start and walk away. I actually kind of want to get that at home now too. The wash and the dry cycle without having to go back to the washing machine sounds pretty awesome.